donut.
Time to make the donuts. Or eat the donuts, or not eat the donuts, whatever. It's up to you in the end, you decide. Either way, we're here to uncover 10 secrets Dunkin' doesn't want you to find out.
Can anyone guess the secret ingredient?
Some signature tastes are not what you think they are.
Fake, 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 fake.
Dunkin' may just be the catfish of the fast food industry. Ever frequent your favorite spot over and over again just to find out that the product you have been sold is actually a big old dose of deception? Well, according to one social media user who used to work at Dunkin' and definitely wanted to get fired, the D in Dunkin' may actually stand for deception after all.
I can't believe.
Hannah, also known as Hands57 on TikTok, went viral when she began exposing some Dunkin' secrets that the company definitely did not want the public to find out about. Hannah reveals a whole slew of insider information about the popular restaurant, including that highly adored menu items such as the sweet cold foam that customers have grown to know and love is actually Reddi-wip. Dun dun dun! The shock, the horror, the deception. That's right, there's nothing Dunkin' about it. The deception continues with Dunkin's French vanilla and pink velvet syrups used in the company's drinks. According to Hannah, the two flavors are actually the exact same thing, with obviously the exception of at least some food coloring. Hands57's videos raise many important questions, but one seems to linger more than others. If Dunkin' is lying about this, what else are they lying about?
No more lies! You poked the bear, girls! You poked him!
Smell the marketing. No, really, smell it.
Smells like opportunity.
Sniff it all in. Do you smell that? Apparently, according to marketing research, your nostrils play a big part in decision making. That's right, companies are targeting your nose in order to encourage you to spend more money at their establishments. The intricacies of scent marketing are a little borderline unethical, but also kind of genius, not to mention effective at the same time. One example of scent marketing took place in South Korea in 2012. Dunkin' had city buses sprayed with the artificial scent of donuts and coffee during the morning commute using air freshener-style devices. The initiative was called Flavor Radio, and in the end was rather successful. Dunkin' saw a visitor increase of 16% at shops located by bus stops and a 29% spike in sales at those same shops.
Game changer.
Dunkin' coupled the spraying of the coffee scent with a radio jingle. So every time the jingle would play on the radio, poof, out came a spray of artificial Dunkin' goodness. Companies often utilize the authentic scents of their cooking to attract customers to come inside, but Dunkin' went the extra mile with Flavor Radio. Indeed, they saw positive results from their multi-sensory campaign, and now in Seoul, more people associate their morning coffee with a stop at Dunkin'.
Oh, look, you got your Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Conflicting and controversial donut disposal policy.
You can't order until the entire party's arrived. Restaurant policy.
Every company has its policies, and some make more sense to the general public than others. This one is a little divisive, to say the least. In January of 2021, TikTok user Brian Johnston showed the world just how much waste there is at the end of a Dunkin' shift, and the display was alarming to many. The sheer number of pastries thrown out was a wasteful demonstration of row after row after row of donuts being piled into the garbage one after the next, eventually filling the bin.
Why?
Shortly after uploading his TikTok, that has received 33.1 million views to date, by the way, Brian was fired from his job at the quick service eatery. He claims that corporate contacted his manager about the revealing video, and as a result, he was let go from his position. Brian had also made videos where he donates leftover donuts from the end of his shift to both firefighters and homeless individuals. While it is not Dunkin' policy to donate remaining goods to shelters or organizations, there is technically no policy barring employees from taking it upon themselves to give away some delicious desserts to those who are hungry. That being said, there is some confusion and conflicting info around the exact company guidelines regarding this issue. So if you've got the 411 on this policy, let us know in the comments. As we keep moving on, take a second to hit that like button, would ya?
Thank you. Next!
Unique donuts in every country.
There's fast food Mexican, there's fast food Chinese, blah, blah, blah.
Every country is as unique as the next, and the unique culture of each region deserves to be celebrated. And if you've ever been traveling abroad, you may have noticed varying menu items between the same franchised businesses. Dunkin', for one, pays special homage to every country that it operates in by making a specific type of donut related to the local culture. Some examples of these country-specific donuts are the shredded pork-topped donut in China and South Korea's red bean donut. While seemingly random to us here in North America, having a donut that is representative of a given country is a good look. Not only does it demonstrate to locals that you are not fully imposing your Americanized customs, but it also demonstrates an inclusiveness of local cultures.
Ah, very nice.
Not to mention it being a smart business move. Take the shredded pork-topped donut in China, for example. The inclusion of pork and more savory flavors mixed with sweet ones appeals to many Chinese customers on a grander scale. It's just a plain old smart business tactic, even if to Americans it may seem like a strange culinary decision. Truth be told, we could go for a red bean donut right about now.
Pass your beans, Bean.
Follow the yellow brick road to Munchkins.
Are you little munchkins buckled up for safety?
Don't talk to us like that, we're superheroes!
When a donut seems like too much for our appetites, we often opt for the smaller option of the two, known as Munchkins.
Delicious.
If you're wondering about the pop culture reference origins of the name of the bite-sized treat, you're not wrong. Yes, Munchkins do in fact get their name from the Wizard of Oz characters. When Munchkins first hit the Dunkin' menu in 1972, they were marketed towards children as opposed to adults. Nowadays, we know that Munchkins are for everyone, young and old alike. FYI though, you can't just buy one single Munchkin at a time. The minimum is different from store to store, but it would appear as though if you want just one Munchkin, you're actually required to leave the popular donut shop with a minimum of 4.
Yeah, no biggie.
The OG original cost versus now.
Money, 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 money.
Inflation being what it is, of course prices are going to rise over the years. But when you find out just how much they've risen, it's hard to even imagine that they were ever that low to begin with. Back when Bill Rosenberg founded Dunkin' Donuts in Quincy, Massachusetts in 1950, a cup of coffee only cost a grand total of, drum roll please,
That's your drum roll?
10 cents. That's right, a dime. One single dime. Meanwhile, a donut only cost a nickel. Nowadays, a single donut from Dunkin' in, let's say New York, will cost you a whopping $1.30. That's an increase of $1.25 over the course of 7 decades. And if you fancy a coffee anytime soon, you'll have to cough up between just over $2 for a small size, or about $3 for an extra large cup of Joe at Dunkin'. Times definitely have changed over the years. Still, even though prices have gone up in comparison to, let's say, Starbucks, we're really getting a bargain at Dunkin'. The average price of a Starbucks drink in the US is around $2.75, while purchasing a tall cappuccino in New York City will have you running up a bill of around $3.25. From 10 cents to over $2, inflation didn't come to mess around, which begs the question, if our favorite snack time orders have risen in price this much since the start, how much will they rise over the course of the next 70 years? One has to wonder.
My price just went up.
An exclusive Dunkin' Donuts Black Card.
It's too bad you can't just use my Amex Black Card.
Oh, that's great. We can use that.
If you thought that the Amex Black Card situation was elite, try getting into the Dunkin' Donuts Black Card Club. Join the upper echelons of the Donut and Coffee Society and try to get your hands on a DD Black Card. Qualifications? Be passionate about Dunkin', be loyal to the company, and be chosen. It's as simple as that.
Easy peasy.
According to Lindsay Cronin of Dunkin's public relations team, the card is only gifted on occasion to select fans in an appreciation for their loyalty and passion for the brand. Another loophole to get the card is to become a celebrity, but that seems like a whole lot of hoop jumping for a loyalty card that pretty much doesn't do anything at all. Lindsay Cronin continues, saying that the Black Card is not any kind of formal program, but rather a personalized, rechargeable gift card. Cronin says that the DD Black Card is is basically sent to Dunkin' loyalists occasionally as a token of appreciation. So perhaps if you pledge your undying love to donuts, coffee, and all things Dunkin', you can be the lucky holder of a DD Black Card.
I don't remember a black card. What's a black card? I don't remember a black card at all.
Iffy kitchen hygiene standards.
Yeah, ew. Ugh, gross, right, guys?
Remember Hannah, who hated her job at Dunkin'? Well, Hannah took us on a tour of different parts of the Dunkin' kitchen, and let's just say when she got to the creamer, things weren't looking so good at all. In fact, Hannah refers to the creamer tank as nasty, and, well, we tend to agree with her. She let us in on the conditions behind the scenes, and, well, ugh, the grime-filled creamer now lives in our minds rent-free.
Yikes, that's a recipe for disappointment.
No fast food chain wants for their employees to give customers a glimpse behind the scenes, no matter how clean or dirty. But Hannah's tour of the preparation area at Dunkin' is just disappointing. You know, like when your parents say, "We're not mad, we're just disappointed." That hurts even more than if they were mad. Yeah, that's pretty much how everyone felt after watching that video.
How sad is that?
Every menu item is customizable to your liking.
Oh, I take Skittles and I put it between two Starbursts.
Most often, when you enter a restaurant and try to customize your food, you are met with blank stares and the overwhelming internal concern that the staff is going to spit in your food at the first opportunity.
That look like spit to you?
Yeah.
But at Dunkin', every menu item is customizable. You can choose from a selection of bread, sandwich additions, flavor swirls, or even flavor shots. For bread choices, you have a croissant, bagel, or an English muffin to choose from, all prime selections. Next, you can choose from sandwich additions such as eggs, bacon, or cheese. And then there's the pre-sweetened flavor swirls or the unsweetened and sugar-free flavor shots. Oh, the choices you can make. Normally, at a fast food restaurant, you would expect to receive your order exactly as it is described on the menu. But alas, you can technically personalize your order at Dunkin' without worrying about the usual eye roll from the staff. Hey, if it's policy to customize, then we want the breakfast egg sandwich on a croissant. Hold the bacon, cheese, and attitude, please.
Hold up, I'm sorry, Pope, but hold up.
Dunkin' was not always American-owned.
Living in America. Eye to eye. Hand to hand.
America may run on Dunkin' now, but that doesn't mean that Dunkin' was always run by Americans. The company's catchy slogan, "America runs on Dunkin'," has a lot of truth to it. Not only are the outlets popular, but Dunkin' is the United States' #1 choice when it comes to coffee bought at a grocery store to be brewed at home. Americans really do love Dunkin'. But while Dunkin' is deeply entrenched into the American identity, it was not always American-owned. Dunkin' was originally founded by William Rosenberg under the name Open Kettle Donut Shop in 1948. After observing his patrons dunking their donuts in their coffee, he changed the name to Dunkin' Donuts. Then, in 1989, there was a brief period where British foods and spirits conglomerate Allied Lyons bought Dunkin' Donuts for an impressive $325 million.
Wow.
After Allied Lyons' purchase of Dunkin', French beverage company Pernod Ricard acquired Allied in 2005 and sold Dunkin' to 3 American private equity firms. So now that Dunkin' ownership is back in American hands, it gives a little bit of extra meaning to the motto, "America runs on Dunkin'," because Dunkin' is truly American in every sense once again.
The show goes on!
Get a taste of more great videos. Just tap or click. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad. And hey, leave us a comment.